this stuff linked to the feminism thing? Because I know some people will watch that, they hear, I hate feminism, and I see she hates women.
Hates feminism.
But what is that? How is this all linked into feminism?
Absolutely.
Because that's one of the pieces that I think people can't quite figure out. How did this thing get so corrupted?
Because, yeah, it's absolutely corrupted. That's the right word. It is corrupted. It's radicalized. Feminism, used to, it used to be a classical liberal thing, right? It used to be about, we actually do not have the right to vote. When it was first born in the 19th century, it was actually about women needing the right to vote. It's about women's suffrage. What don't women have that men have now? Can you answer that question for me?
I was trying to think of something funny here. I'm trying to work. What don't women have that men have?
Other than different body parts. What are the opportunities that are going on?
Even that would be offensive.
Right, yeah, I know, right? It's unbelievable, and so they've radicalized it, and again, it's another form of identity politicking. You are women, so you have to think this way, you have to think that way, you have to vote for Hillary, who was the worst candidate ever, right? There's so many issues that I have with, beyond Hillary, her husband, okay? If we want to talk about real issues in the black community, let's talk about the crime bill, that he put in place, and all the black people that he put behind prison, behind prison bars. He actually ruined an entire generation of black families, and that's sort of which Larry Elder spoke to you about, that's where everything, when our families got deconstructed in the black community, that's when everything went sideways for us, okay? And instead we're talking about, BS, stuff that's actually not going on in the black community, like Black Lives Matter, and feminism is exactly the same exact thing is happening. They're talking about issues that aren't really happening in the women's community, and they actually don't embrace women, okay, if they think differently. But God forbid a woman actually aspires to stay at home and raise her children. That's not an easy job to raise, 4 children to be good citizens in the world. That's something that women should be proud of and embracing, but they want you to say, oh, if that's what you aspire to, then it's because you're a victim. Your husband made you do this. There are people that are happy in those sorts of systems. I don't want to be a man also, this idea that women and men are equal. No, we're not. Women and men are not equal. There are differences. We have different hormones going through our body. We're different people, and that's totally fine. You can't have a baby. I can have a baby. We're not the same, okay? And that's
I'm going to hold that against you.
Right? We're just not the same.
Yeah.
So it's been increasingly radicalized, and if you weren't done with it by the end of Hillary's campaign, I mean, it's just... She really took it to the next level.
Yeah, it's so. But this is what intersectionality is all about. We're watching all of these fake, nonsensical things that got everyone ginned up. We're just watching them crumble in front of us.
Right.
Which I think is why there's so much craziness right now.
Right.
So how do you approach? When I'll talk to Larry Elder or some other conservatives about this, that it's actually the Democratic policies that have harmed the black community.
Absolutely.
That seems like one of those topics that the second you even go a little there, you just get an unhinged amount of hate.
The reason that the biggest problem that we have in the African American community is that we're actually not educated about our history whatsoever. Black people don't know their own history. All they know is that they turn on CNN, and CNN tells them to look at this, look at that, to be afraid of this or to be afraid of that. And they don't know these things that Larry Elder talks about, right? Which is why, to me, the way that I want to approach it is I plan on getting in the faces of these movements, because I think that the indoctrination, the brainwash happens somewhere on college campuses, That's where people start to think, I'm a liberal, this is what I should care about, this is what I should not care about. And the issue that the conservative community is having right now, in my estimation, is that all of the, major Charlie Kirk, Milo Yiannopoulos, who else is going out and speaking on college campuses right now?
Shapiro.
Yeah, Shapiro. Yeah. They go out to these college campuses and Coulter, and they speak to conservatives. Well, that's an echo chamber, right?
Yeah.
I want to go out and I want to speak to liberals. I want to go out and I want to speak to black people.
Yeah. Good luck getting invited by liberals. I don't get invited by liberals.
Yeah.
I get invited by libertarians and conservatives.
Right. Yeah, it's a little
They're
different.
supposed to be very intolerant, yet they are okay with all of my liberal cred.
Right. Yeah.
But I hope you do.
Yeah, and that's where I think that I can make the most difference, is that I really want to speak to them and just level with them. This isn't about name calling, which tends to only happen, if you're on the right, it comes from the left. This isn't about name calling. This isn't about trying to, say I'm right and you're wrong, or that I'm smart and you're stupid. It's really about trying to level with them and get them to understand where their ideas came from. Because at a certain point I was brainwashed too. So I understand it. I get it. Yeah. I get what we think. It starts beyond that. It starts in public school, It's just, we're taught to be liberals. We really are.
Yeah.